Hello YouTube, my name is Adrienne and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I decided I was going to do the new to booktube tag. While I did start this channel a little over a year ago and I posted a few videos, I didn't keep up on it. So this is kind of a new start and a fresh beginning for my channel. A lot of those videos that I did initially, I set to private because I wasn't proud of them. I didn't know what I was doing. Let's be real, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I really just didn't feel comfortable leaving this out there. So like I said, today I'm going to do the new to booktube tag. This tag was created by the channel Between Chapters. I will leave the link to her original video down below. So with all of that being said, let's get into the questions. The first question is, where are you joining us from? I am from Southern Illinois. I am about 5 hours from Chicago, and I say that because I know a lot of people, when they hear you are from Illinois, they just assume you live close to Chicago, and I don't. I am actually pretty far away from Chicago. The second question is, how old are you? I am 22. I will be 23 in June. Question number 3, why did you join BookTube? I joined BookTube because I have kind of been lurking for a while. I have been watching BookTube videos for several years, at least 3 years, if not more. And the reason I really enjoyed BookTube so much was because there was only really one person in my life, my little sister, who read as much as I did. And even though she read like I did, when we have similar taste in books, she did not read very often or as much as I did. One year I read like 75 books in a year and she read about 20. And so when I would find a book I really liked and try and get her to read it, it would take her a long time to kind of get to it if she did at all. And once she did, we'd have great conversations and we'd read it and talk about it, but that could be years later than, you know, when I had initially read the book or got to it. And so things aren't really as fresh in my mind when we talk about it, and I kind of have to go back and think about it. She'll mention something of it, oh right, when was that in the book? Like, where did that fall? And that kind of thing. So going back to why I joined BookTube, it was really because she was the only one in my life who read, and I just wanted the community to hear other people's thoughts on books, kind of get new ideas for books, because I was very limited to like what GoodReads recommended for me, and they weren't always very good choices. So I would say I definitely joined BookTube for the community aspect and to get to see other people's perspective on the books I loved and even the books I didn't care for. Question number 4, what is the meaning of your channel name? If you haven't seen my channel name that is down below, it is Full-Time Reads. I chose Full-Time Reads because I am a full-time mom. I stay at home with our 2-year-old son, and that is my full-time job. I stay home with him, and so as a result of that, I can also say that I am a full-time reader. I spend a lot of my day reading books to him or reading books on my own when he's napping. I don't have an official full-time job, so full-time reader. That is my job description. Question number 5 is, what kind of books do you want to read or talk about here? So if you can see behind me, these are not all of my books, these are a few of my books, but I read a lot of kind of fantasy-esque books, a lot of contemporary books up here, and classics. I don't know if you can see those down here, but I do read a lot of variety, but I am definitely hoping to kind of get into talking about the books I'm really interested in, kind of having a real discussion with somebody about books like Cassandra Clare's books or contemporary books or anything really. Hopefully being on BookTube will help me to branch out of my comfort zone a little bit and maybe read more adult or read more nonfiction or read more sci-fi, which I don't read a ton of. So hopefully I will be able to read into those things and be able to have any perspective on reading. Question number 6 is, who are some of your favorite authors? Top 2 are Cassandra Clare and Cassie West. I love both of these ladies and all of their books, and I'm very excited for the fact that both of these ladies have new books coming out this year, and so I'm really excited to be able to pick those up and read them, but those are definitely my top 2 favorites. Question number 7, what is the last book you read? Keeping on track with my favorite author being Cassie West, the last book I read was P.S. I Like You by Cassie West. Question number 8, what are you currently reading? Currently, I am reading Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I am not very far into this book at all, but I'm really enjoying it and I really liked Illuminate, so I've heard this one's just as good, if not better, so hopefully I'll enjoy this one just as much. Question number 9, what do you use for bookmarks? Bookmarks? I collect bookmarks, so I have a lot. In Gemina, I currently have this one. I don't know if you can see it. It says keep calm and read on. I have a lot of these style bookmarks. These are the ones I prefer to use. So that if I am desperate, I will throw a tissue, like a clean tissue, in a book if I don't have one that I started. But really, I just prefer normal bookmarks to have like a tassel on them so that I can always keep track of where I am and I don't lose the bookmark in the book. Question number 10, show us your current TBR pile. Now, I don't know if this is what I'm currently reading or all of the books on my TBR that I own in general, because if we're doing that, that's a really long list that might need its own video. But if we're talking books I want to read in January, I have a whole video on that and I will link that down below. Question number 11, which do you prefer? Hardcover or paperback? Ebook or physical, owning or borrowing? For hardcover and paperback, I have a tendency to flip-flop back and forth. Right now I'm kind of in a hardcover mood where I just want to read books that are hardcovers for some reason. But I also love like floppy paperbacks where like they will fold out nicely, you don't crack a spine, things like that. So I kind of flip out back and forth, but right now I am on a hardcover kick. For ebook or physical book, I definitely prefer physical books in terms of being able to hold them, but I also do own a lot of ebooks as well as audiobooks, which is actually where how I read most of my books, is I listen to them through audiobooks, like with my headphones in while I'm taking care of my son, because like I said, full-time mom. So I'll have my earbuds in while I'm cleaning and he's playing, and I'll be listening to my audiobooks. As for owning or borrowing, now I'm kind of more into borrowing from the local library. I don't so much borrow from other people because I feel kind of bad borrowing somebody else's possessions. I'm worried I'm gonna accidentally break it or my son's gonna draw in it. I'm already worried about that enough with library books. That's happened a couple times. If I can afford it, I absolutely love owning books. I have a lot of books, I love reading them, I love having physical ones. So I have a tendency that if I get a book from a library and then I really, really loved it, I will then go out and buy that book to have on my shelf. That has happened a lot to me, a lot. Even if I own the ebook, same thing. I will have the ebook, I will read it, I will love it, and then I will immediately buy the physical copy if I loved it enough. That's how I have all of these selection books. I read the first two on my Nook, and now I own all of the hardcovers because I love them so much. Question number 12, what book or series got you into reading? So my reading journey is a little bit interesting in the sense that I am actually severely dyslexic. So reading was something that took me a long time to get into, and people are usually floored to hear, like people in my real life are usually very floored to hear that I'm dyslexic because of how much I read, how quickly I can read a book, the fact that I love reading so much, but I am extremely dyslexic. So to get me into reading, the books specifically that got me into reading were Lily's Crossing and Homeless Bird. I'm not sure who these two books are by. They're middle grade books, but my mom got these books for me from our local library, and at the same time also got the audiobooks, which at the time were on cassette tapes. And she would make me sit and listen to the audiobook and follow along with my finger in the book. And if she came to see me and I wasn't following along with the book, I started the tape over, like rewound to the beginning of the tape, started over, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That was how it was. And I did that for a long time, but the two that I really remember the most were Lily's Crossing and Homeless Bird. I still really love those. I own a copy of Lily's Crossing somewhere in my basement. It never got unpacked from our move because I didn't have enough shelf space for all of my books. I have an entire like rough tote of books in my basement. But those were definitely the two that I remember that definitely got me into reading. And after those, Magic Treehouse books. Magic Treehouse books I read a ton of, and I read them quickly, and they were good, and I really liked them at the time. And I have a lot of the first original ones that hopefully my son will read someday and get him interested in reading at least a little bit. So those would be the ones that got me into reading for sure. All credit to my mother for that one. I don't think I would be anywhere near the reader I am now if it weren't for her pushing me to read and fighting off the dyslexia. Question number 13, how did you discover BookTube? I discovered BookTube on accident. I don't remember what book it was, but I was Googling a book. I was on Google typing in the name of a book to pull up the cover of it to show my mother or my grandmother, I don't remember which, but I was pulling up the cover to show them so that they could, I don't remember why, I thought the cover was pretty, I guess. I don't remember all the details, but I was pulling up the cover to show to you know, this person. And on Google, you know, you have like the link options, and for a while images and video were right next to each other. I clicked video instead of images and found Christine from Pole Bananas Books channel talking about the book that I was trying to pull up, and that kind of sucked me down the rabbit hole a little bit. And I started watching Christine, I started watching Catty-tastic and Peru's Project. Anyway, I found Pole Bananas Books channel through that completely on accident. I watched her book talk on that book. I really wish I could remember what book it was, but it was like in early 2013 maybe, sometime around there. It was a while ago. And from there, I just started getting like YouTube's recommended section, and suddenly I was finding more and more booktubers and really loving them and watching them and wanting to be a part of the community and being afraid to be a part of the community because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to film videos. I don't know how to edit videos. I'm teaching myself as I go, as most of us do. So yeah, I discovered BookTube on accident. Question number 14, what challenges do you think you will face with your own channel? I think I'm gonna face a lot of challenges with this channel. I mean, I really have like a 1.5 to 2 hour time frame that I can film during the day while my son takes a nap, and he's getting older, which means he might stop taking naps soon. So I think finding the time when the house is quiet and the house is still and the light is okay because I don't have the money to spend on really nice expensive lights, that's gonna be a challenge. But then also teaching myself how to edit, finding a groove I'm comfortable with, you know, how do I like my videos edited? How do I want them to look? How do I do thumbnails the way I want them to? I think those are gonna be challenges, but I think they're definitely things that I can overcome, and hopefully I can, and I can stick to it, because this is very similar to what I had said when I started this channel a year ago, and then I didn't, and I uploaded like 2 videos, and that was it. So hopefully I can actually keep to that this year and for the foreseeable future. And the last question, question number 15, where else can we find you? I am on Twitter and Instagram. Those are the 2 ones that I have. Both are same name, Full-Time Reads, same as my channel name. I'm also on GoodReads. I don't know if my GoodReads name is the same as here, but the link is in the description, so you can find me in all those places. I would love to, you know, meet up with more people, get to know more people. Anyway, that is the entire tag. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully I will be able to keep up on this channel thing and be here for a while. I am currently posting on Mondays and Fridays, so come back and see me on those days. And if you want notifications when I post, hit subscribe. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.